Alright, 500 days. Let's get to work. Today I'm gonna do something that I swore I would never do. I'm setting up a villager infector. I believe it's cruel, but I also believe in efficiency. I got a pretty good shot of my land here. It's gonna change a lot in this video, so... Hello, Andrew. Hello, you. I've always had a tradition of putting a cake on a birch log. I've been doing this for years. I don't know why. Goodbye, sheep. You have served me well. I created this pen on day 8, and today it's going. I never got to put 1,000 cows in it. It just seems bare and empty now. Just like my soul. Now I'm getting real dirty. I'm gonna flatten out this area near the ocean. I'm gonna put a barn here where the farmers will work. It took a lot of work to flatten this out. If only I had Swift Sneak. It's mostly done now, but it's getting late. I should probably go to bed. Look at all these houses that nobody lives in. All this hard work put into Stultus. Come with me, zombie. I need you for experiments. The zombie is now in the villager infector. Now I just need a volunteer. Who would like to be infected with a deadly disease? The first villager I'm gonna do is the enderologist. I want cheap fireworks. It wasn't difficult. I just feel bad, you know? But now he's infected. And it's time to cure him. I can't remember why I had these beds on the floor, but I slept here tonight. Got a really good shot of the finished, flattened out area. Here will be a barn. Wah 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 wah. I'm gonna use the mangrove wood, obviously, but I also want to use crimson stems. Me and the nether have a long history. But I'm sure it's all lava under the bridge, right? Oh boy. Now I'm gonna have to build a disposal system. But that won't be until much later. I'm here for crimson stems. I found a new and much more open nether fortress. This should be good for farming wither skeletons. Don't ask why my XP bar is different. I definitely didn't die here. Shut up! My enderologist is now successfully cured. Now I have cheap fireworks. It's time to start working on the barn. It's gonna be beautiful. Just like me. That was a joke. I look like this. Despite my amazingness, I couldn't quite find a barn entrance that I liked. I must say, the melon to pumpkin ratio is starting to annoy me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the melon farm a bit. In the evening, I started working on the walls of the barn. It's gonna be great. Noticed people started to get a bit freaky today. Guys, wait at least 13 days. Upgrading the melon farm is a bit tedious, but it's 100% worth it. I love every second of it. Children! Flying around with an elytra can be one of the funnest things in Minecraft. But this is annoying. Today, harvesting my crops was fun. Because I didn't have to replant them. That's right, the farm is going. I'm gonna dry it up and get rid of it. Just thinking about the enhanced farming mod days. It's the only reason I started this challenge in the first place. It just happened to be near a village. The legacy of the wheat farm will continue inside of the barn. I'm gonna need wheat again, obviously. I'm gonna work on a new business venture. This involves a new mod. This mod is called Just More Cakes, so obviously there's more cakes. But it also adds a new villager profession, the cake baker, which I can sell eggs to. And I want to make 1 egg equal 1 emerald. I got a creeper somehow. He blew up, but luckily the villager lived. Got an excellent shot of my land with the sunset. Ah, I love Stultus. Tonight I got the zombie in. And this is only the beginning. I can't stand this being bare. I need to put something here. I'll think of something eventually. Hey man, you don't look so good. You want a water or something? Now it's time to infect the second cake baker. I try to keep a minimum of 2 to 3 villagers per profession. But I have dreams of having millions. Tip: don't put 2 zombie villagers in the same boat. And this is why. One got cured, and the zombie villager ate him. I still listen to music while recording these. However, this time I found a way to filter it out. Alright boys, play nice. On the morning of 263, they were cured. Now let's get them home. For some reason, one buys 1, and the other buys 3. I don't know why this happened. Alright, this is where the fun begins. Here, chickens will lay eggs, and I'm gonna steal them. However, I don't want to use stone brick. I don't want this place to feel like a prison. Even though it is. Was looking for a block to use for the roof, and I have a lot of quartz lying around. I had a different version of this built in a different world, but that version kinda sucks. So I'm gonna improve it. At first I made the exact same mistake as the old one. I used fences instead of walls. Hey fellas, are you looking for a job? No? Too bad! I got the chickens in, and luckily they all went in before my patience ran. Well, time to wait and see if this thing works. Birch wood and mangrove logs go together like cookies and cream. Ugh. It's very bad, but at least it's not broke Hey, get back in there! I didn't have it in me to kill him. So he shall stay here forever. He will be the maintenance chicken. Consider yourself lucky, man. Your parents are being exploited. And all your brothers and sisters will be working for me. Listen guys, it's just a video game, and I like feeling powerful. Apparently the cake bakers buy sugarcane. Wow, if only I had a whole farm of this stuff! The egg farm isn't producing very well, so I'm gonna start throwing I'm out of here. Today I also bought a creeper cake. When I eat it, is this thing gonna explode? Oh. Phew! The chicken farm isn't producing, so I guess I'm gonna have to breed them. I was kinda mad about this whole chicken farm thing, so I just threw an egg at a villager. Diamonds. That always lifts my spirits. I'm down here for redstone, but a diamond or two is nice. Do you guys think I got enough? Breed. It will make me more money. The insta-mining tree mod is really fun, but being set on fire is not. On day 269, I decided to use dark oak for the roof of the barn. And on the morning of the next day, it was finished. I put carrot cakes here. I want to use real cakes, but I'm too lazy for that. Despite all my efforts, the pumpkin to melon ratio is still messed up. Dude, what are you doing? Go away, get out! It's getting a little cramped in here. But this is good. This means more eggs. So apparently, the set weld spawn command doesn't actually change the spawn chunks, which is annoying. But I'm trying to fix that. Oh my, look at all this money. I mean clay. Money. Okay, so I wasn't recording and I accidentally went into a deep dark and summoned the warden. Oh sh. Chickens. I gotta find a way to get past this guy. I really want to explore the ancient city. I could find Swiftneek. I somehow made it in. But I gotta be real careful around this place. These right here are Shriekers, and they'll summon the Warden. A pretty much unkillable mob. I had a nightmare about the Shriekers once, so I'm gonna collect them. My strategy for ancient cities is not very safe, but hey, I found Swiftsneek. I can't believe one of the first chests I opened, I got Swiftsneek 3. I'm very lucky. Decided to break in my new Swiftsneek pants by working on the melon farm. And boy was it fun. I've had this idea for a while. I want to replace all the wood in the melon farm with jungle wood. This was a lot of work, so to keep myself entertained I put on a Germa stream. It makes sense to put jungle wood here. Melons come from the jungle. Except my melons came from a mineshaft. I'm gonna need a lot more jungle wood. So time to ruin an ecosystem. Climate change isn't real. It's a ploy from the government to sell more genders. I'm glad I got Swiftsneek before doing this. Otherwise this would have taken a lot longer. The jungle wood is done, but adding onto it? Oh, that'll never be done. Going back to the ancient city. I want more loot. A wise man once said that after you get Swiftsneek, there's not much point to the ancient cities. But I disagree. I'm still out here collecting Shriekers. I want to have a stack of them. I feel like Batman right now. Right now I have 6 Shriekers, and I want to work on getting that music disc. I wanted my basement to feel more basement-y, so I decided to replace all the torches with salt torches. My sword now has fire aspect. It's one enchantment away from being perfect. Oh no, 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 oh no. Who needs charged creepers? There's 3 skulls right here. Somehow I only just now realized that you actually need a hoe to get through the ancient city. Uh-oh, is that a warden? Whee! While looting the ancient city, I found a diamond hoe here with plenty of enchantments. Take that and that! I'm gonna kill you! This is the end! I don't care about anything else. Ow! Well, I finally got that music disc. I don't like it, it's scary. Oh, I've missed you guys. I have been through such traumatic events. Put netherite on my new hoe. He shall be Alex 2. Well, it's time to finally go get that Arctic villager. I'm sure he's been fine being left alone. Not even a minute into bringing him home and he died. I was gonna name you Jeff. I need to get away for a few days. But what cheered me up was I found an Arctic town with even more Arctic villages. These guys seem nice. Oh, and I'll always take some diamonds. I'm gonna renovate the collection system a bit. I'm gonna make it wider and have 4 double chests instead of 2. Guys, come on, I'm not a monster. I am gonna keep exploiting you though. More grabbing Shriekers on day 285. And when I got home, I crafted a recovery compass, which is useless because I have the map mod. Well, I guess the recovery compass is a trinket. Honestly, I think it looks cool. It's time to sell my eggs. The egg farm is starting to actually produce. Decided to put Silk Touch on Alex. Now I'll be able to mine shriekers even better. I also put feather falling on my nifty Nikes. I'm gonna go exploring in the nether for a bit. I want to find Pigstep. Pigstep is made by a trans woman, and in case you didn't know, I'm also one of those. So I really wanted it. Somehow I have a cured butcher. I have no idea where this guy came from. I avoid curing people. It's kind of tedious. But, you know, I'll take them. I have dreams of creating a building with farm animals in it, just to slaughter them and sell their meat to the butchers. If you're vegan, I'm sorry. This is a video game. I've been to a lot of ancient cities, and now I have 30 shriekers. I'm on my way to 64. Even with the added space, it's still getting really cramped in here. I have a lot of chickens. Oh yeah, I started using the watchtower more. I mostly come up here when I need ideas. I'm getting rid of the soul torches today. It was a pretty good idea, but I can't really see in this thing, even though I have brightness up to max. Alright, there's an achievement for eating every single type of food in the game, and I want to get it by the end of this video. Most of today was spent running around trying to get my hunger low. And I gotta tell you, getting the worst foods out of the way first was a good idea. I'm giving my elytra a break by spending most of the day running around. I want to get my hunger as low as I possibly can. You could say I'm kinda rich. A lot of these foods I can just buy from the villagers, which was really convenient. I love these guys. I thought this achievement would be fun to do, but turns out it's actually quite boring. At one point I resorted to jumping off Mount Edgar just to get my hunger low. Now I need to eat dried kelp. I'm gonna need fish, so I'm gonna do some fishing. What am I doing? There's fish right there! Oh yeah, apparently you can use the elytra underwater, which is really fun. It's day 292. Please ignore my terrible music taste. I normally have this game on full screen. I went AFK in my village to test something, and yeah, I'm definitely not in the spawn chunks. I have made a horrible mistake by letting the chickens in before putting in the hoppers. Some of you gotta die. I love eating my dead employees. Day 293, I got the hoppers in. Now, egg production will be much, much better. But first I gotta breed more chickens. And don't worry, maintenance chicken is still alive. Well, here's some good news. The pumpkin to melon ratio is somewhat stable again. I'm at that new nether fortress I found earlier. I'm gonna farm some wither skulls. Apparently if you flatten out the fortress, they'll make wither skeletons appear much more often. So that's what I'm doing. Gotta say, I'm really getting sick of these blazes though. There's also this big bit of lava right here. I'm gonna have to make a lot of changes to this fortress. But hey, I got a skull. And another one. And another one. I have to admit something. I've never ever once gotten a return to sender achievement. So I felt amazing when it happened. When I'm not farming skeletons, this is what I'm doing. Just flattening out the area. You can tell I'm proud of myself. I went to bed and just kept admiring that achievement. You are inferior! Die! I felt like a crazy person. I was trying to find my old mine, but I couldn't find it because I flattened out the area. Time to kill the wither. Again. Once again, did it very, very easily. And now I have 2 beacons. I set up the emeralds near my village, and now it's time to set up my 2 beacons. Oh, I'm dead, for real. Back in the ancient city with Alex. And with his new silk touch abilities, getting the items was much, much easier. I'll take some books. I love books. Oh hey! Oh god. I'm having nightmares of netherite mining again. 45 shriekers. I am so close to my goal. I'm also going to work on getting thorns on all my armor. I think it's not very useful, but you know, it's good to have. I wanted to work on a system where when I open my door, redstone lights turn on. But I couldn't quite get it to work. I even tried using a shrieker. I'm glad it didn't work, because it has a very annoying sound. While exploring, I found a pillager outpost. This will be good for starting raids. And totems of undying. I'm glad I got fire respect. It's very fun to set things on fire. Oh yeah, I also ate a tropical fish today. Well, it's raiding time! Why did I go to my village? Why did I go to my village? Why? I guess I didn't learn my lesson from last time. Most of the villagers lived, because they went into my house. Here's rare footage of me using the bow that I have, and by midnight, I had finished the raid, with barely any casualties. And today is the day that I put my shield to retirement. It's undying time, baby. And with my hero of the village, I get 1 emerald for 1 coal. And I have a lot of coal from farming wither skeletons. And also I felt like it was a good time to sell that stone I've had since forever. And you already know I'm making tons of melon profits. I'm gonna start working on a chest of totems. Just like Luke. Today I decked out my treasure wall a bit more. I love this thing. It makes me feel so proud. Alright, time to do a level 2 raid. See, last raid all the villagers lived because they managed to get into my house. But this time they didn't. But on the night of day 300, I finished the raid. Hello? Where's everybody gone? A lot of them died. Luckily, both of my cake bakers lived, and those are the ones that I really liked. The tragedy of day 300 was a blight for Stultus. But we won't give up. With some good old-fashioned breeding, I got myself a new enderologist. It just sucks that both of my cured farmers died. I only have this guy now. After a lot of quartz buying, I started working on the roof of the chicken farm. I'm gonna try to make the barn look more barn-like by adding the whitest of the woods. I also decided to add a window here. I want to change this to stained glass one day. Finally got a Thorns villager, and I bought way more than I needed to. Gotta say though, having near perfect armor feels really good. Remember that Arctic town I found a while ago? Well, I'm setting up my beacons here. You can probably tell what I'm gonna use this town for. Yep, I'm gonna use this town for raids. This town's kind of broken though. The raiders just didn't appear. Just so you know, this town will mess up raids a lot more in this video. It had been a while since I've seen Edgar, so I decided to say hi to him. Guys, I thought you were dead. You're right here. Unfortunately, only 2 of them lived. But I'm taking them home. I gotta say, wither skeleton farming is kind of fun when things go your way. But most of the time it's like this, being set on fire. I came home with 6 skulls. That's enough for 2 beacons. BAM! Get out of here. I'm going back to Raid Town to add to the oh my god. Yeah, so found that raid. While doing a raid, I started cleaning up the town. It brought me back. Absolute chaos ensued this raid. I even popped a totem. By the end of the raid, the town was pretty bare, with this one villager that I locked inside being the only survivor. I'm gonna make this town a little more flat. It might help with raids. Oh my god, look at all this land that I flattened out. Guys, listen, you don't understand. I need you to have sex. It's time to do a raid at the flattened out raid town. At first the raid went pretty standard. I just hit the guys with my sword and then they died. And after I killed this witch, there was only one guy remaining. There was only one guy remaining. There was only one guy remaining. Something's up. I guess I'm home now. Mining all my coal reserves. But after teleporting back, I found them. Here they are, ready to be defeated. Unfortunately, I took so long that the raid's over now. And now there's one raider remaining. This town was a lost cause. I decided to pack up my beacon and leave. I spent a long time searching for that last guy, but I think the town's just fully broken. But then I found a new town, thriving with life. And the first thing I did was lock a villager in his house. But before I do any raids, I have to cover up this hole. We don't want any pillagers to get hurt. Alright, time to pull up my sleeves. Oh no. Not again. Oh, thank God. I completed the raid with absolutely no problems. I was feeling like a hero. Hey there, chickens. More eggs, please. Yes. Breed. Muhahaha. My first ever raid, I had a serious problem with the Ravagers. But now, they're as simple as pie. Which is like 1, 2, 4, 5. Today I decided to sell glass. I haven't done that in ages. The money is really starting to pile up. I am uber rich. I went AFK for a bit, and maintenance chicken said hi. Got a new elytra. Honestly, I need a texture pack or something. The elytra texture is kinda stale. I want a sextuple beacon, and that means more wither skulls. And I'm also doing a raid. I'm doing all kinda grindy stuff. What? Wait a minute, what? How? How is there a raid here? I quickly got to work locking everybody in. I can't let anyone die. I'm really not in the mood to do a raid, so I'm just gonna wait until it passes. What better thing to do to pass the time than kill the wither? I also got 3 more skulls and killed another one. And the raid still isn't over. Alright, time to set up my beacons. Let's get some of these. I was just waiting for the thing to save the feet, but it was taking a very long time. I gotta do everything myself. And finally, it was over. God damn. My totems are starting to pile up. I'm gonna need another chest. Do you guys think there's such thing as too powerful? Back to wither skeleton farming. I gotta make this more efficient. I'm gonna start working on this new project, which will hopefully mean my independence from the More Villagers mod. I want to use as least mods as possible, so if there's an alternative, then I'm gonna take it. I realize the only reason I still have that mod is because of the Enderologist. So I'm gonna build a creeper farm. This is gonna take a long time. So, better strap in, I guess. But tonight, I finished the first thing of the creeper farm. I don't know what they're called. I'm not entirely sure how the creeper farm works. It's like they go down because of pathfinding or something. Gotta say though, this project took a lot of wood. Wait a minute, is that a creeper? It works! It works! However, I messed up by making the creeper farm 3x3. It needs to be 2x3. But the funny thing is, I'm an idiot. I've always loved hoppers. Just the fascination of a thing going into it and it goes into another thing is just, ooh. Let's be honest, my sugarcane farm is kinda terrible. So I'm gonna make a new one, which is gonna be even longer. I installed a new mod that should help me tremendously. It's a chunk loading mod. The reason why my farms never produce is because they're not in the spawn chunks. So if I get a chunk loader, it'll always be loaded no matter what. Seeing this UI brought me so much hope. I made a chunky chunk loader to load my chunks chunkier, and now I'm in an ancient city. I want to test the chunk loaders. I am literally only 5 shriekers away from my goal of having a stack. I have no idea what I'm going to use them for. But I seriously underestimated how slow the creeper farm is. Even though I have a chunk loader on it. I decided to put respiration on the brain bucket. This means I'll be able to survive underwater much longer. Alright, chunk loaders with the melon Oh my god. I decided to put glass here, so I can watch the creepers suffer. You have no idea the pain they've caused me over the years. I want to speed up the creeper farm, so that means adding more layers. You see that space on the minimap near the creeper farm? That's the reason why it hasn't been producing very well. I've never done one of these minecart collection systems, so I was praying to God that it worked. It worked perfectly, and I was very happy. Today is a sad day. I'm getting rid of the original sugarcane farm. You have served me alright, I guess. Even if the creeper farm isn't producing, I still have a ton of gunpowder lying around, so I should be fine. Pink tulips. My favorite. I need a lot of iron. And building an iron farm is stressful. So I'm gonna do some mining. How the hell? How did you get here? While exploring, I found some flowering azaleas. So I'm gonna use them for my house. I also did some more exploring and found a pillager outpost. This one's further away from my base though. This one had a laze. I love these guys. But I don't think I can take these guys home. Huh? Where are you? What? Are you drowning? Oh, these guys can't even touch me. The new sugarcane farm is producing! Hell yeah! Decided to make a few fire res potions before going to the Wither Skeleton Fortress. And I gotta say, it made it a lot more bearable. Hey man, when I said give me head, I didn't mean it like that. Went to go check on the creeper farm, and creepers are spawning. Just, they aren't going to where I want them to. I'm tired of having all this trash in my inventory. I'm gonna build a proper disposal system. It's just gonna be lava. That's all there is to it. I've built one of these before, so building another one was a piece of cake. Now when I pull the lever next to my cauldron, all my trash will disappear. I don't want to make it so it automatically disposes everything that I put in the chest, because what if I accidentally put something valuable in there? Remember that cave I was talking about? Well, I finally found it. I've uninstalled the villager mod, and this is the last firework the Enderologist ever sold me. I'm gonna work on something top secret. So don't tell the cops. There are no cops in Stultus, because I am the law. Now if you go down this trapdoor, you'll be led into a secret lab, where I'll brew all my potions. I'm gonna go with a quartz feel to the secret lab. I like it. I'm gonna be honest. I have a lot of nether brick. I've installed a new mod, which will make wither skeleton farming much more efficient. I wanted to get a mod that would make it insta-drop the head every time. But instead I found one that was more fair. With this mod, wither skeletons always drop these wither skeleton head fragments, which can be crafted into heads. Today I decided to check on the gunpowder farm, and it's producing. I got 18 wither heads pretty easily, and decided to kill the wither 6 times for my second sextuple beacon. Plus, fighting the wither with beacon powers, piece of cake. Haste 2 and efficiency 5 in obsidian, is like stone on a stone pickaxe. Day 353, I got my second beacon set up. You already know I'm upgrading the melon farm. I'm gonna kill these 3 farmers and get it just like the old days. I got the zombie in, but an iron golem spawned out of absolutely nowhere. I hate iron golems. It was thunderstorming, and a bunch of skeleton horses appeared. So you already know I'm getting one. Got myself a skeleton horse. His name shall be Bony Hawk. Cruelty? No. It's just efficiency. Guess who didn't learn their lesson from last time? And soon they were cured. And look at those deals. I'm also opening up the roof here, so the plants can get a little more light. Hopefully this won't cause any problems. I'm setting up a new business venture today. It's gonna be awesome. But first I'm gonna need a beacon here. And I ran out of money. And I'm gonna need the actual beacons as well. So time to farm some fragments. The next day I killed the wither 6 times. It's not the most profitable thing in the world, but selling a whole stack of coal like that, it just feels so nice. Give me all your money. I need it to be powerful. Got the beacon set up, and I wonder if you can guess what I'm building here. I don't want to use mangrove though, I feel like I use it a lot. So instead I'm going to use red terracotta. I probably shouldn't have used mangrove stairs for the roof. I think it just made the building way too red. I'm going to be honest. This is the first time that I've ever made concrete in survival. I think you can guess what I'm building now by the yellow concrete. Am I legally allowed to do this? Setting up fences here for farm animals, which I will breed, then slaughter. But first I need to cure all these butchers. Hear that? That's the sound of profits. Alright, lamb and steak for 1 emerald. This is gonna make me some money. Day 369 was full of breeding. I'm looking through a taiga. I'm trying to find some berries. Butchers buy berries, believably. I decided to plant them in the barn, along with the wheat. Also, turns out you can just bone meal it. I don't know why I didn't do this. Money. Alright, the creeper farm is working spectacularly. But I've run out of iron. Once again. Time to go mining. Ow, 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 ow. The animals are ready. Time to bring out the slicer. Who knew animal cruelty was great for profit? Why do I have so much cooked chicken? Back at the nether for more skulls. See, I thought putting a forest here would be a good idea, but now I can't see the sunset. Holy moly. Are these all yours? Whee! Hi, give me money. I decided to put on a preview version of Optifine, and why is everything just like, what? And now I have terrible frames! On the bright side, I finally got Unbreaking on my elytra and my shovel. Alex told me to name it Fork. You may not be able to see out the windows, but I still need you to breed. Oh yeah, the sunset problem is much better now. And for some reason, cocoa beans use the glass texture? Alright, time to put quartz stairs in and... I killed maintenance chicken. At least I can take my aggression out on these cows. It's time to build a thing. Get out of the way, Bony Hawk. I'm gonna be dealing with terracotta. I'm building a small little aquarium, so I thought light blue terracotta would fit. The stone brick isn't staying. I'm gonna replace it with dark prismarine. But for that I need an ocean monument. So I'm gonna bring some milk. Ah, yes. This is what I came here for. I found a room full of sponges. This will be nice. Getting rid of the boring stone brick and replacing it with dark prismarine? That makes it all worth it. Give me your balls! I'm breeding frogs. I want frogs. Hey, froggy. After kidnapping the frog's children, I started working on a pond. I made this pond here for the frogs. Little did I know that they wouldn't actually stay here. Alright, tadpole. Please don't die. Yeah, spoiler alert, he dies. I thought I was doing a 1000 IQ big brain thing by putting in ice. But when I mined it, the water didn't exactly go where I wanted it to. This is a pretty sad pond. But a day later, it was finally done and ready for frogs. Froggy, where did you go? Are you okay? I can see this villager is appreciating the hard work gone into this aquarium. I'm gonna have more cake bakers. I have a lot of eggs. I want this barn to be even more barn-like, so I'm gonna add more white wood. I wanted to put a barn door design here, but I couldn't get it how I wanted it to. I gave up on the barn door design. Maybe I'll try again another day. Finally. My sword has sharpness 5. It's perfect. I want to make this a double disposal system, meaning it will go much faster. And I managed to get it to work. I'm very happy. I decided to sort through all my storage. I have a lot of crossbows. I wanted to put more glass here, but I kinda broke the creeper farm. Oh, hey fellas! I just need to get past. I tried to get some leather workers, but nobody went here. The idea was to have them in the butcher building and sell the leather that cows drop. Okay, some of you have to die. It's all for efficiency. Now all the hoppers lead into one chest. This should make the farm much better. Blood money. My favorite. This may sound weird, but I'm going netherite mining. I want a full set of unenchanted netherite armor, just to put on display. I think it'd be funny. Managed to get a chest plate and pants. I'll get the rest later. The glass is unconnected for some reason, and also I'm going to attempt to make an iron farm. But I underestimated how stressful this thing is, especially when you have to get the villagers up there. Well, why? Why can't you just do what I need you to do? I managed to get a single villager in, and gave up on it. Remember that island I found? Well, I have an idea of what to put on it, but you may notice something's missing. In the corner. I launched the game without mods. That means all my cake bakers are gone. I'll get them back. It's just annoying. Did you know on PC if you hold down Q it will spam drop? Time to plant saplings until I get a tree that I like. And after cutting down this pretty average looking tree, I finally found one that was perfect. Then I accidentally put my axe into the disposal chest. This is why it isn't automatic. And now I've started working on my jungle treehouse. Of course I'm gonna use stone brick and dark oak. What more do you expect from me? But I'm gonna use jungle wood for the walls. I don't think I've ever used it before. It's starting to come together, but it needs a roof. I don't know how this took me like 300 days, but I'm putting lights up here. I'm gonna make a wooden pickaxe with almost perfect enchantments. Why? I'm trying to get Fortune 3, but it was taking a while. But finally I got it, along with some other good enchantments as well. Its name is the W. It mines about as fast as a diamond pickaxe, and it can't mine copper. That was pretty funny. On to the next stupid thing. Alright, it's time to do something I've been putting off since day one. I want to make my whole land level with the sea level. But, some buildings are completely built above water. This is gonna take a while. And the worst part is the stone. I have to physically dig it up and then replace it with dirt. Turns out the paths are gonna be right above my storage. This shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, spoiler alert. It became a problem. The barn's gonna be the hardest part. It is entirely built above water. Well, I guess it's time to bring the basement a block lower. This is gonna take a while. But you know, seeing my disposal like this, it's kinda funny. The inner wall was pretty easy. It's the outer walls that's gonna be a pain. I'm just gonna cover this up and deal with it later. Like all my problems. My house may look really ugly right now, but some flowers should help. I'm planning to add separate buildings for all the different jobs, meaning the Stolta Square and the Villager Trading Hall will be obsolete. Day 411, I started putting in the path. Hey, there's my old mob farm that I never finished. I'm adding a third layer of chests. This should make my storage much better. And now I'm putting in the roof. I think my basement is close to done. Wait a minute. Do you hear that? Oh my goodness gracious! I have to save the trinkets. They're historic. Yeah. This is just sad. It was the lava in my disposal system being a bit too close to the wood. I'm also making a new pond, which will be level. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the monuments. I don't want to move them. I'm way too sentimental for that. Finally got the basement done. I love it. And now it's time to actually repair my house. There's a problem. Somehow all my farmers got infected. I don't know how this happened. A drowned must have gotten in here. Alright, time to defuse the problem. If you're wondering where the third guy is, he's here. And I cured him first. Alright guys, please don't eat each other. After they were cured, I fixed up the farm. I have a lot of melons. Some of the houses are gonna have a big forehead from now on. Wow, this one still has cobblestone in it. Boney Hawk is gonna live in my inner wall now. He keeps wandering off. Yeah, I have no idea why the andesite is sticking out. Don't look in the house. Today was just mostly filling in holes. Day 420, I just hung in the pool, ate some sweet berries, just chillaxing, bruh. It's a sad day. I'm getting rid of the Stolta Square. I've also made the decision to move the monuments down one block. This is just nice to see. Hard work paying off. Why isn't my disposal system working? Oh yeah, I got rid of the lava because it burnt down my house. While fixing it, I got distracted by a cave. Alright, the disposal system is fixed, and I have triple checked that it won't burn down my house. I realize the path is going to be in the way of the 500 monument, so I'm going to move it. Seeing all my land brought down to the sea level, It just feels so nice. But all this leveling has distracted me from what's important. Selling melons. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm gonna build a hot air balloon. I got started with the air and the hot, and now I just need the balloon. But for that I'm gonna need wool. And a lot of it. So I'm gonna use dirt as a placeholder. I found this design online and I really like it. So I'm gonna copy it. Finished the shape, and now I just need the wool. It's time to expand my land. I want it to be mostly square. My land has always been in this weird L shape, and I wanted to change that. And I'm gonna need a beacon here, so time to kill 6 withers. Here, I'm gonna build an auto sheep farm, so I can get the wool I need for the balloon. And by the very late night of day 431, I'd finished placing all the dirt. Of course I'm gonna need a wall here. I don't want any villagers to escape. And while placing the wall, I noticed something terrible. There's monsters on my treehouse island. Got this bit leveled, and now my land is kinda squared now. I want to have cured shepherds before I finish the farm. That way, profits can start immediately. But I realized something with the farm. This whole land is above water. It's okay, I'll just move it up a few more blocks. I got the collection system sorted out, and now I've got my first cubicle. Alright, Mr. Sheeps. Come with me. I tied most of them up to these lampposts that I made in 100 days. And tonight, the first employee is going in. I'm gonna need grass though, so I just mined some up. That's normal. I also started working on some houses out here. I'm gonna need a lot more villagers. There are monsters underneath my barn! I'm gonna move this beacon in closer. And moving beacons suck. Alright, starting the first batch of cures. I intentionally put the villagers in the same boat so one would eat the other, but they cured at the same time. Why does this game be mean to me? I created a backup world to count how much wool I would need for the hot air balloon. Alright, let's try this again. Cured them for a second time, and third time. Now the wool prices should be good. Just give me a few more days and I'll have enough wool to start the hot air balloon. While I'm waiting, I'm going to cover up the wool farm. It's quite ugly. I'm going to try something new with the Stolta Square. Instead of a marketplace, it's going to be a fountain. But I couldn't quite get a design that I liked. They just kept looking like dicks. Eventually I found a design that I liked. And it involves waterlogging stairs. I'm still going to have mud bricks here. It's a symbol of Stoltis. I'll be the first to say that the sheep farm is looking pretty ugly. But hey, I finally have enough wool to start the hot air balloon. As much as I liked the dirt balloon, I think colored wool will look a lot better. This is going to take a full night of work to do. Now we're starting to get into the bottom layers, and this kind of looks like the bisexual flag. Bisexuality is for nerds. All my homies pansexual. And finally, it was done. But it's not done yet. I'm gonna get rid of all the dirt in the balloon, because I care what you guys think of me. This is what Stoltis needed. A big rainbow balloon in the sky. It's day 444, and I'm gonna build something here. But I'm out of stone brick, so it's time to dig out my basement. It's gonna be a blacksmith, where the armorer, toolsmith, weaponsmith, and all those sort of jobs will work. But I'm out of spruce wood. Or I didn't have any in the first place. I don't use it. I mean, it kinda looks okay. Pretty much all the builds I do in this series, I make it up as I go along. And sometimes it works out. This building's gonna be a 2-story, and on the second story will be a bunch of beds. This is shaping up to be a pretty good build. I'm gonna use blackstone for the floor. I rarely use it, and I think it looks nice. The shepherds are done, but I realized they only buy black wool. I wanted them to buy white and black. The bottom story of the blacksmith is nearly done, so I'm putting in the jobs. I'm also gonna use a brick chimney. I have a lot of brick. I keep forgetting to trade with the villagers. The melon farm's kind of overflowing, so I'm gonna grab more farmers. And I'm not gonna bother curing them. I just installed this texture pack that overhauls the animations in the game. I love them. I'm taking down the villager trading center. It's a sad day. This thing has served me since day 40. And it's day 447. I just don't need it anymore. And I could use this space for more builds. And today I updated my skin. I'm no longer a cyborg. The chicken farm's overflowing, and I need to sell them all. It would help if I didn't accidentally hit the villagers. I'm moving the cake bakers into the butcher building. How have I not thought of this before? This is much better, because now the cake bakers are right next to the egg factory. This is now the Stoltis Fountain. I have an idea for a really cool build, but to do it I'm gonna need a lot of quartz. And I got started on it, with a big S. It's just gonna be a bunch of quartz in the ground spelling out Stoltis. I think it would look cool. Ah, my village. Stolt. I'm building a little shack for the fishermen. I'll never trade with them, but I like having different variety of jobs. And now the big Stoltis sign is finished. But I've noticed something very bad. The unfinished iron farm, sugarcane farm, the melon farm, They're all covering it up. I'm gonna make some of the sheep black, so I can actually sell their wool to the shepherds. I'm also gonna start on a building for the librarians. I came up with a really creative and unique name for it. I'm calling it the library. Cause you know, like librarians? Library? I'm so amazing, I know. I put in the front wall, and I don't know if I like how it looks. I'll make it better eventually. I'm gonna need bookshelves, so I found a stronghold and stole all the books. The roof is gonna take a while to figure out, but I guarantee when it's done it will look real nice. And I'm gonna need a lot of quartz, so it's time to level up some masons. I mean, it looks okay, but it's definitely missing something. However, giving it a goatee helped. Alright, now that's a library. Decided to move the beacon closer to the library. Little did I know that I would regret this later. I'm tired of buying quartz from the stonemasons, so I'm just gonna mine some from the nether. However, while exploring I got distracted by a bastion and popped a totem. I risked my life for 20 quartz bricks. Quartz bricks is very expensive. I'm just gonna use jungle wood. Alright guys, come on, get out of the basement. You all have work to do. It's time to finish off the roof. I know quartz is hard to get, but I've gone in too deep. Oh, and the roof just looks fantastic. Look at those lighting errors. I'm just gonna cover it up. It was the easiest option. One of my librarians sell me channeling books. This will be useful. I somehow had 2 tridents lying around, so I enchanted one of them. And after putting mending on it, it was time to repair it. Oh man, that is a lot of money, I mean wool. Wanna know how disorganized I am? Just look at my emerald choker. Did you know that if you fly at perfect 45-degree angles, that you can keep the momentum and fly forever without using rockets? It's time. I've been putting this off for a while, but I'm gonna move the melon farm. Don't worry, when I move it, it will be just like how it used to be. Just in a different location. I feel like here behind the library will be a good spot. And now it's time to get rid of the insides of the melon farm. I thought this would be fun, but it ended up being really grindy. Just because of the water. But I couldn't insta-mine everything because I was too far away from beacons. I knew I shouldn't have moved it. It just feels like a pop figure when you take it out of the box. So, an empty box. That's a whole lot of glass that I do not plan on mining. And you may notice all the gunpowder in my inventory. All I want to say is, I'm real glad I built the creeper farm. I'm not an idiot. I'm gonna make a backup before I do this. And yes, my world is just called farming. Fire! I did the rest. And luckily nothing was destroyed, except for a bit of a house. I went to go cover everything up, but then I realized this is a lightning storm. I wasted no time. Got a charged creeper and immediately started getting heads. Also, you should definitely never stand this close to a charged creeper. I got a zombie head and now I'm working on getting a creeper head. Those ones are my favorite. Maybe I should try not popping totems, that should be nice. And while collecting heads, I accidentally got a music disc. Maybe I'll try collecting them all next episode. That was fun. But now I'm back to leveling. I'm also going to work on the moved melon farm. And you'll notice here I'm doing it wrong. But by nightfall I fixed it, and even got a second layer done. You know, I'll always take an excuse to use Alex. Day 475 I started putting in the jungle wood. And in the same day I started putting in the glass. I forgot to show it, but now some of my sheep are different colors. This is going to be the colors of the Stultus flag. I also added better storage for the melon farm. It's going to be big one day. So it's gonna need it. I thought I'd be smart and efficient by putting in the dirt first. This was a bad idea. No, past me, why are you doing this? You're just making it harder for yourself. I have to scaffold to each individual layer just to put the pistons in. And I gotta do the same on the other side for the observers. And when I'm done with the observers, I have to go back to the other side again to put in the melon seeds. I'm just gonna leave it for the next episode. My eggs are plentiful, so I'm gonna put that same storage system in the egg farm. Maintenance chicken? I'm sorry. Day 478, I'm just having some fun, you know? Alright, let's check on the sugarcane farm. Oh, what the? Oh my god! I'm gonna move the sugarcane farm. I don't know where to put it though. I mean, it kinda makes sense to put it next to the creeper farm. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Remember this old cave that was halting the creeper farm? Well, I'm gonna put the sugarcane farm here. Gotta say, setting up a sugarcane farm with beacon powers, much easier. I'm gonna try my best to have perfect beacon coverage by the time this video ends. So I'm gonna start on that today. Started on my first beacon here. It took ages. You can see on the clock there that moving the next beacon took 8 minutes. But all that hard and boring work was for nothing. Because the beacon radius is 50 by 50, not 100 by 100. I wasn't recording, but it's done. All the beacons have perfect coverage in Stultus. And Stultus is now 150 by 150. A perfect square. Also, I was recording when I did the Stultus flag. I would show it to you, but it's kinda terrible. I finished every big project that I wanted to do, and I have 10 days left. Let's finish some stuff off. While I wasn't recording, I built a building for the Fletcher, and I'm gonna sell sticks to him for a very low price. I need to give the chicken farm more credit. It is the #1 part of my economy. This is kind of embarrassing, but the last session I ever recorded doesn't have sound. Whoops. The melon farm looks very weird. But as I said, I'll fix it next episode. I know I just said I was done with all the big projects, but I want to build a bamboo farm. The redstone to this one is a little more complicated than the melon farm. But I'm competent. Sometimes. I was already having problems. I don't know how I'm going to divert all this redstone to the pistons. I'm sure if I stare at it hard enough, it will fix itself. But eventually I got it working. And it's very ugly. There's 5 days to go, and I decided to visit an old friend today. Edgar hasn't seen Stultus up close in a while. He really liked the chicken farm. Ah, Stultus. Isn't it beautiful? Alright, enough sentimentalness. It's time to infect the Fletcher. To the secret lab! I'll let you free when you give me sticks for 1 emerald. I decided to do a raid for old time's sake. I forgot my beacon powers though. Luckily it was only a level 1 raid. And I completed the raid, and didn't even pop a totem. Just goes to show how far I've come. You already know I'm making some money off them hero deals. Yeah, I have a lot of cake bakers. You know, honestly, I kinda missed the big box there. I know it was ugly, but, you know, it was the melon farm. With my hero of the village I could sell 2 sticks for 1 emerald. Which isn't permanent, but I could always just do more raids. I love admiring my treasures. It just makes me feel so powerful. For day 499, I decided to sleep in my jungle treehouse. It was only fitting. Alright, it's day 500. I made it. Several times during this video I thought I'd lose motivation and give up. But I pulled through and made it to day 500. I want to color code my shulkers, so it will be easier to sort through them all. And while exploring I found a wild pink sheep. Those are pretty rare. You already know I'm taking it home with me. And for some reason the animation mod does not work well with boats. And while exploring I found that outpost from a while ago, the one with all the allays. Day 500 I found 2 pretty rare creatures. I was feeling pretty good. But eventually it turned night. I wasn't scared for my own life. I was scared for the creatures. But while boating home I realized it was going to take a while. And day 500 is almost over. I'm just going to set a waypoint and come back to it next episode. The 500 monument is going to be the Stultus flag made out of concrete. I think it looks really nice. This was a long video, but it was all worth it. See you in the next one.